And we are back for another episode of Frankly Football. You know, your two hosts are here. I'm Brandon.
Hey, I'm setting off Chris, man.
And we're here to once again continue to talk about different position groups now that we are actually into training camp. We're moving back another level in the defense. We're here to talk about the linebackers today. Here's one thing that's actually surprised me. We only have 7 linebackers on our roster. I think we're keeping all 7 of them.
I mean, without question, I think that is the lifeblood of your defense. I think your linebackers going into 2019, this was quote unquote our biggest question of the guys who we said were going to be breakout guys.
Yep.
We looked at 2018 and we saw the emergence of Jalen Smith, long awaited, how he's going to come back off that knee surgery, and then the addition of Leighton Vander Esch and who he was, because, you know, at that time we picked him at 19. Everybody was like, hey, we should go get a wide receiver. Calvin Ridley was on the board. And there had been a lot of draft guys who had questions about Leighton. But when you saw his size, his length, and his play, man, you thought
it spoke for itself.
Yes, the step from 2018 to 2019, we thought sky's the limit. We looked at them as being the tandem that was going to propel this team to the next level. And going from what happens up front with your defensive tackles and things of that nature, and because coaching matters,
yes,
you saw those guys take a drop off. Leighton gets hurt. Jalen turns around and starts doing a lot of different things. What do you?
And I want to touch on that.
Yeah, touch on Jalen for me.
Jalen Smith's issue wasn't that he regressed so much as he tried to play too much hero ball. Jalen Smith, I think, trusted his fellow linebackers. He trusted Sean Lee and he trusted Leighton. But I'm not very sure that Jalen Smith trusted the guys in front of him and or behind him. So that led to him making a lot of high-risk, high-reward decisions on the field that didn't always pan out.
Okay. So what you're saying is that having the loss of the guy everybody wants to throw off, we talked about before, Tyrone Crawford, up front in front of him, having Malik Collins in a contract year, Antoine Woods in and out the lineup with injury, Christian Covington, one-year guy, not knowing who he was, Kerry Hyder, kind of in and out, and now I lose my right-hand man, which is, you know, the Wolf Hunter, and now Sean, who we all know is great for 8 games a year.
Absolutely. Sean can get down for 8.
Yep. Come on, we shake him up, shake him. And we back in Sugar Ray's shaking up dice for them other 8 games.
And
for
you
Sean
win some
Lee
of them things, you lose some. And that's how it is with Sean Lee.
That's right. So if that's the case, I think you're right. I think he regressed in the fact of what we expected from him. And we saw the defense not do certain things, but Jalen still stayed the same guy he always was.
Yes.
You know, he was always the, you know, emotional guy, the swipe guy, you know, the hype guy. And we were like, yo, we getting blown out here. You know, I think the biggest thing we all saw was when they played the Bears and he turns around and makes a play and we getting beat by 15, we getting beat by 2 touchdowns. Yo, man, we don't care about no swiping. If you turn around, we getting beat by 2 touchdowns. We don't care about you doing a swipe and they end up catching the touchdown because they picking on you. Absolutely. I think that's what happened for most fans, most of the fans out there. Oh, he's this. Oh, he wasn't a Pro Bowler. Guy had 130 tackles last year. He played
the second most snaps on the defense. I think only Cheeto played more.
Okay.
Well, snaps on the defense that we are currently. Jalen Smith played 991 snaps.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, outside of Chidobe, he was. It was him, Chidobe, and Xavier Woods. You're absolutely right. So he played a lot of snaps, has been durable. It's just the fact that, you know, people can't take away the football player from the actual person. You follow me?
Yes.
And you know, that's a subject for another time, but we think that when they lose, they're supposed to live with it and die with it like we are all week. When in their mind, if I win, I can celebrate for 24 hours. I got to compartmentalize, and I got to get ready for the next one. When they win, we talk trash all week.
Absolutely.
We talk trash the entire week. They have to, take the win, compartmentalize, and go forward. When they lose, they got to do the same identical thing. They got to compartmentalize and learn and go to the next week where we agonize
and
over.
They're moving on by Tuesday.
They're moving on by Monday. Depending on when you play. If you play Sunday, you got to be hyped. Okay, my body hurt, but I got to get my mindset because I got to go get a run and get a lift and look at this tape, compartmentalize, and go forward. So you're right. But I think with this linebacking core, what we have, I think certain people have to take the next step up. Absolutely. So we're looking for Jalen Smith to return to form, Leighton Vander Esch, come off injury, which is going to be the scariest thing because it's a neck, come off injury and be the guy who he is.
Absolutely.
And take the next step.
I like what you said. You said that this linebacker position is going to be about everybody taking the next step.
Right.
So one thing that we talked about, we're now looking for guys like, for example, Leighton Vander Esch. We're now looking for him to become Sean Lee. So he's moving up a step and becoming what Sean Lee means to this defense, being the quarterback of the defense. That's what we want to him.
Yep.
We're also looking at guys like Francis Bernard, young guy. We're looking for him to become the next Justin March, moving up a step. We're looking at Jalen Smith, and we want him to, in a way, move up and become what he did best in college, and that was torment quarterbacks, rushing the passer. That's where they're adjusting his alignment in the scheme.
I think if he can become a how can I say it, in Mike Nolan's team and Jim Tosula's defense with the defense, I think if he can become more of like a Navarro Bowman type.
Absolutely.
When Navarro Bowman was very, very good in the run. Navarro Bowman was, at a point in time, he was an incredible defensive player. But if you turn around and take Jalen Smith, and he can turn around and, like you say, torment the passer, be great in the run game, sacks, and make plays on the ball. Because I still think he has the ability to run somewhat with a tight end, but it's a mismatch when you put him on a wide receiver. I don't care who he is. I don't care how great he is. I don't think he can run with wide receivers all night, so I think that's a great deal. So I think, going what you're saying, Leighton Vander Esch has to take on the role of understanding the defense and being kind of like the vocalized leader that Sean Lee is. Sean Lee has one more year to continue to groom these guys, and I think he's going to be able to move on. Jalen Smith returned to form, terrorized the quarterback. I think Francis Bernard, undrafted guy out of Utah, kind of played with Bradley and Nine College. He becomes your new special teams demon with Justin March Lillard. I think Luke Gifford becomes your new Joe Thomas.
Yes.
I think he becomes I think Joe Thomas is serviceable. I think Luke Gifford can be very, very – I think he'd be very, very good. And I think these 7 guys right here can work together in unison and really be the dynamic unit we expected them to be in 2019.
Absolutely. Because I don't think there is a particularly bad player in this bunch at all. Of course, that remains to be seen with Francis Bernard, but everyone else, we've seen their bright spots and their upsides. Luke Gifford, I'm sure, could have seen time on the field before his injury last season. So we know what these guys can do, and at this point, all we're looking for is player execution and coaching nourishment. I think is the best way to use it because, as we know, like we say all the time, coaching matters. That's our slogan.
That's it, man. I think with Nolan being the DC, and I think with the additions on the coaching staff with some of the guys, I think that's going to be a huge benefit for them. I think with the addition of Scott McClory with my linebackers, I think we get a next level guy with that. I think Tom Sula is probably one of the most underrated defensive line coaches. But you got to remember, Nolan worked with the linebackers in New Orleans. He's always been like more of a linebacker guy. So I think he'll be able to oversee and give some techniques and really kind of be able to be kind of the defense coordinator that walks around and kind of gives an input in different areas. but where his expertise is, he'll be able to help out some different areas. But I think that'll be a big addition for them. I think that'll be huge for them this year
Absolutely.
and going forward. So
Absolutely. I think that Mike knows.
I definitely think. But those 7 guys are pretty much locked in, man. I don't see any drop off. My only problem is with injury is that I worry about Sean Lee. Can I get another 17 games out of Sean Lee? Can I get one more healthy full season out of Sean Lee? And if I can get that from Sean Lee, then the sky's the limit for this defense, for this linebacking core and this defense.
Absolutely. So this was a pretty cut and dry episode, mostly because there's not many guys to talk about, or any guys to talk about, that we don't think are going to make this team, especially with those 2 additional roster spots. So, 7 there, 7 coming with us. That's how I feel.
We just got to pray that everybody stay healthy, but fingers crossed. Everybody stay virtually healthy and make it through camp. And more importantly, they just continue to make the next step forward. Next step forward, man.
Absolutely.
That's it.
So, like I said, relatively quick episode. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. If you have seen this video, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And please, please, please leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, or anywhere in between. So thank you for your time today. I'm Brandon.
I'm setting off Chris, man. Peace.
Peace.